giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't think just because the Cowboys lost, Sky wasn't going to be here this morning. Good morning, good people. Welcome to A to Z Sports Live. I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele, right here, boy. Follow me on Twitter at Skywalker Steele. I see we are already jumping in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's joining us on this losing Friday with the Cowboys lost 31-29 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to talk about it. It is the morning after a primetime game, so a whole bunch of film and things like that are not out. So these are our initial thoughts. And if you want to give your initial thoughts, call into the show. 351-999-3787. That's 351-999-3787. We're going to have these phone lines open and rocking for y'all today because, having the game on a Sunday night or a Thursday night and then that next morning, emotions are high, right? Emotions are high right after the game. And that's how it was for myself and Jesse at Revolver yesterday, which I'll get to in a second. They were high in the sense of it's right after, right? So what I like to do for the show following the game, collect myself a little bit, right? Think a little bit. Now, the game was late as hell, so it wasn't much thinking I could do. I came home and went to sleep. But we're here. We're not going to let emotions run a little bit. We're going to talk about this. And there's some good, there's some bad. But ultimately, this sport is about the bottom line, and the Cowboys couldn't get it done at Raymond James Stadium against the defending champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Shout out to Miss April Showers for the $20 donation. She says, great show last night. So proud. Thank you very much, Miss April. I appreciate you. And what she's talking about is the debut, the first Game Day Live, A to Z Sports Game Day Live at Texas Live, Revolver Brewhouse. Man, y'all can't tell right now, but my voice is, I'm still trying to get that thing back. It was amazing, guys. Like, the atmosphere was awesome. The fans were awesome. You guys in the chat, right? Like, you guys in the chat were great last night in the pregame show, in the postgame show, and at halftime. Postgame was a little crazy because you had some crazy folk in there, but it was a really good first experience in my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Somebody said, were you broadcasting? Where were you broadcasting from last night? Were you at Texas Live? Yes, we were at Texas Live Revolver Brewhouse, right outside. When you're walking to get to the stadium, if you have tickets and you go to the stadium, you'll pass us. So we're excited to do this every single game. So if you're here in the DFW area, come through. If not, check us out, man. Check us out. Man. Where do you start last night? The prediction of the game, and people kept asking, what's your prediction? The prediction of the game that I gave in the pregame show was 31 Tampa to 24 Dallas. This whole thing in the national media that the Cowboys didn't have a chance, I thought was absolute hogwash. And we talked about it here on the show. It was hogwash because number 4 played. If number 4 plays, he has a chance to put your team in position to win. And we're going to talk about all that. But real quick, let me give some shout outs to folks in the chat that are here. Miss Tamara, James, David, C. Burleson, I see you, Tino, Mark Felix, MD Angels, G Money, Brian Bradford, Chase, watching, I see you, Carson, Stevie McNamara, salute to you. Felipe from France. Now, Felipe, did you call into one of the .com shows the other day? They were talking about you. They had a Felipe from France, and I said, this got to be Felipe from France. Shout out to you all the way from France, Felipe. Mark Smith, Mr. Carr, I see you, Mr. Carr. Shannon Sharp, not the real Shannon Sharp, you know. Miss April Showers, James, Chris Woods. Hey, I got a chance to see Woody at the show last night, so salute to you, brother, for coming through. Randall Jackson, East Side Harold. We knew he was going to be in here, right? We just knew the hater was going to be here. What's up, man? Pena over there on Facebook. Shout out to Facebook in the building. James and the many, many more. Oscar, Trucker Life. I see you guys. Chris, thank you guys for joining me this morning as we try to work through this morning aftermath of a loss. I had something planned, right? Like I was going to do a thing for you guys after wins. I was going to come in, my jacket on, my suit, and be real suited and booted, have the shades ready for you and all that. But Dallas couldn't get it done. They couldn't get it done. But it's all good, man. There's a lot to take from, and we're going to get into that. So,
Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time.
It's time! It's time! It's time!
It's time. It's time.
It is time for
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
indeed, it is the morning roundup presented by Texas Family Fitness. Listen, guys, you got to check out Texas Family Fitness. If you're in the DFW area, they have state-of-the-art equipment. I can't wait to go there this weekend. Just kind of get this loss out. I like when we lose or when you're feeling a certain type of way, I could just go lift a little bit or something. Go run, do something. But they have a variety of things in there if you don't want to lift weights, man. They have a huge, massive free weight area, a huge cardio center. And if you need that little push, like I said before, they have experienced professional certified trainers. They got everything you need for a great fitness experience at an affordable cost. This month, go in there. They have a 10 for 10 special. $10 down, $10 a month. And let them know that A to Z Sports and Skywalker Steel sent you in. They'll hook you up. I promise you, Texas Family Fitness is worth your money. I'm telling you. Got to check them out. All right, let's get into this morning roundup. Dak Prescott, after the game, had something interesting to say. And we see this sometimes, right? After, they talk to quarterbacks. And he's like, hey, Tom, we'll see you again. We'll see you again. And of all the people to say something like that, Dak Prescott deserved to come out that game saying that. He dueled Tom Brady, the GOAT, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, the reigning defending champion. 42 for 58, 403 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and that interception came off of CD's hand. Talk about the throw. Did y'all see that throw? When you first saw it, did you think, come on, Dak, what you doing, man? And then you saw the replay, you're like, damn. CD got to catch that. Dak, to me, looks in midseason form. It looked like he was ready to go. And I thought it might take a series or two. It didn't even take that long. He was good to go. We'll talk about the 58 pass attempts and why I'm not as upset as I wasn't upset yesterday, but there's some context to it. We'll get to the context. Chris says, what caused us to lose was Kellen Moore. We'll get there. We'll get there. Victor said, perfect throw to CD. He needs to catch that. And that's, CD Lamb, man, talk about a game, right? Like, talk about a game that CD had. It was very, very up and down. Let's see. What was his stats last night, guys? He had 104 yards on 7 catches, 1 touchdown. It felt like he had about 3 or 4 drops, though. I could be exaggerating, right? Like, I could be exaggerating. He might not have 3 or 4 drops, but it felt that way. But I'm encouraged by what I saw offensively in the passing game. And that's, again, that never was my worry going into this game. Going into this season was not my worry at all. I think Dak Prescott looked great, and we'll dive more into it as we get rolling here. Mind you, Dak did all that with Michael Gallup hobbled. He left the game, I believe, in the third quarter and never came back with an ankle injury. We'll monitor that this week. And this is where your depth comes in. Your said Wilsons, your Noah Browns, that depth comes in. The Cowboys, to have CeeDee Lamb and to have Amari Cooper, who are y'all done now? Are we done with the Amari Cooper discussion? Are we done? He's wide receiver 1. He's elite. He's one of the best in the league. Let's not get rid of him. Silly conversation. But when you have those guys and you got Dak throwing the rock, I hate to say you can afford to lose one, but you can. And if Gallup can't play or needs time to get back from injuries, Cedric Wilson, I think, can come in and hold the fort down, and your offense in the passing game will be fine. I'm with you, T-Mac. He says Cooper slander must stop. Victor says Cooper's a dog. Coop is the man. It's funny because he doesn't say much. He just goes out there and does that, and then you're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe I should go back in my hole for the folks that say get rid of Amari Cooper and pay Michael Gallup. Love you, Mike, but you're not better than Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper opens up this passing offense. He opens up this passing offense. All right. Talked about all the good stuff. What can Brown do for you? Not a whole lot. Unless your name is Antonio Brown. And I'm really trying to mince my words here because yesterday the frustration kind of boiled out at halftime with Antonio Brown. But Cowboys Nation, what more do we need to see? 1, 2, 3 ball said, not a damn thing. What more? Yeah, I got to talk to you guys here. You can talk to me. 351-999-3787. Because I don't want to, But what more do the Cowboys need to see from Anthony Brown to show you that this isn't the guy? And yes, he went up against Tom Brady. Yes, he was going up against Antonio Brown. Do you think that teams aren't going to watch this or watch past years and say, mouse in the house? We talked about mouse in the house in the pregame show. If you guys don't know what the mouse in the house is, it's a basketball term. If you got a mismatch in the paint, you're screaming mouse in the house, and they dump it in, and they continue to dump it in until you fix that mismatch. That's what happened with Anthony Brown. That's what happened. He is the mouse in the house week in, week out. And here on this channel, we've talked about this. I'm not sure everywhere else. It was inexcusable to not have Maurice Kennedy start the year, in my opinion. Even more so after the first half. I don't care if it was Antonio Brown. You think the Chargers aren't going to say, we're going to get Keenan Allen on that guy? Here's the thing. He's not the slot cornerback this year. You can hide him in the slot in previous years. You can't hide him on the boundary. I said I wasn't going to let my emotions get high, but it is frustrating when you watch the game. I'm no coach. I'm no expert. But I feel like that's common sense. What he said, Anthony Brown is looking like Nolan Carroll. Somebody talked about Evans getting shut out. Yeah, I mean, Diggs is the real deal, right? Like Diggs is good. Diggs played well. Diggs made it tough on Mike Evans. It never was Diggs we were worried about. It's Jordan Lewis. It was Anthony Brown. It was, can the middle get to Tom Brady? And when those things didn't happen, the middle couldn't get to Tom Brady, he just... As we go on here, we'll talk about how things will be... I think things will be okay in the long run. However, you want to be a championship team, you got to do championship things. Got to do championship things. Jamiko says, where was Jabril Cox? There was no way he was like, that wasn't going to happen. So I'm not even tripping about it. Like he wasn't going to get on the field week 1. He wasn't. Shouldn't need a code for the phone lines. No. Is somebody asking for the code? If you're trying to get into the, it is asking for a code. Let me see here, guys. 1 second. I'm going to try to open this back up for you. We'll figure it out. Shouldn't be a code, man. Curse played the best out of the secondary to me, says C. Burleson. I was in, and Professor O hit me up on Twitter. Oh, yeah, it is giving us a different number. Why is it doing that? All right, guys, I guess there is an access code. 1 second, I'll take that down. This happened to us before, didn't it? This happened to us before. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out to get you guys up in here. Here is the new number here. About to put it in here and try to pin it for you guys. 425. 1 second. 425. 436 6325. Access code 513 433 star. There we go. All right, so I have it in there. I'm going to try to pin that to the top here. We will figure this thing. I don't know why. See, this is kind of annoying, but we'll figure it out. Figure this thing out and get right back into the chat. I promise y'all. Just hold your horses. 2 seconds. Rock with me. Rock with me. Okay, it's pinned now. Should be pinned at least. Yep. Let me know if y'all see it. 425-436-6325. Access code 513-433. Uh-oh. Should be 8. Now see. Might have to unpin it. Four three three eight. Should be 4338. 1 second, y'all. My apologies. Stick with me. They get me today. They get me today. They said Cowboys lost. We gotta get you. Yeah. So it's 513-4338. So let me know if you guys get in here. I'm gonna repin it. And now we're good. All right. Guess everybody got to take their lumps, right? Somebody said that in there. All right, I'm back to the chat. All right, so Say Don says McGovern proved he's a starting guard in this league last night. So yeah, let's get into the game a little bit. The offensive line, I think, held up well enough, right? Like they didn't blow them out of the water. We knew this game wasn't going to come down to running the rock. They weren't going to be able to run the ball, at least up the middle. What was the word we used during the week? It's not about the quantity of running the rock. And I'm going to tell you why when you look at these statistics here. It's about the efficiency of running the rock. And in my opinion, where the Cowboys were most efficient at running the rock, which was something we talked about here, was the edges. When Zeke and TP pressed the edges, they had success. Now, once all the analytics and things pop back up here, we'll get the actual numbers. But just by watching and remembering from last night, they seem to get their best plays out there. And I'm not talking about when they press the middle and then bounce it outside, because that's hard to do against a fast defense. Now, sounds like we did get it in. Okay, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Now, I will say this. I damn sure didn't expect 58 passes. Not gonna lie to you. Didn't expect that. Earlier in the week, we said this may be a game that the Cowboys are gonna have to lean on Dak Prescott. I mean, I thought I saw that from a mile away due to how good the front is against the run. I didn't see 58 passes. Here's the thing, though. They needed them. And as it was happening last night, I'm like, man, this is what happens when you throw 50 times, or this is what happens when you throw 40 times. Some bad things can happen. A lot of good things happen, though, because your strength is out there. Dak Prescott, all the weapons, the tight ends, right? Throwing the rock out the backfield to the running backs. It didn't happen to Zeke a lot. TP got 4 catches, but Zeke only got 2. This was going to be a game where you had to have the extended handoffs, and it was going to be relied on by Dak Prescott. And before I get into the calls, I'm going to tell you why. If you're out there and you're upset the Cowboys didn't run the ball 30 times or 28 times or whatever, don't be. Because the Cowboys were able to do, and Dak Prescott was able to do what you would have wanted the run game to do anyway. And that's 2 things. I hear this all the time. You got to run the ball so the defense can stay off the field. Tampa Bay only had 13 possessions. That's not a lot. Well, you got to run the ball so you don't, you can win time of possession. Cowboys won time of possession by almost 10 minutes. Well, if you don't run the ball, how you going to be successful on third down? Cowboys were 9 for what? 17, 9 for 15? Pretty good third down. Everything you want the run game to do, Dak Prescott was able to do that. It was very reminiscent to the Vikings game. Remember the Vikings game? Early on, they realized this ain't happening. This is not happening. Dak has to win the game. And I said it to Jesse at that possession after Jordan Lewis got the fumble and Dak, they got the ball back. The first play was a run to Zeke. I said, please don't do this. And he got what, like 1 yard. I said, why would you continue to go back to this well when Dak is carving up this secondary right now? Fortunately, they never ran it again on that possession. Drives him down, gets the go-ahead field goal with the minute and 42 seconds left, and that's where the problems began because you can't you can't give the GOAT that. So, am I wrong, guys, for saying relax on being upset that they didn't run the ball last night? They never were going to be able to consistently run the ball. No one did last year on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and everyone came back. So, and we talked about this is a week-to-week league, week-to-week game planning. This is that week where you're going to have to lean on Dak. I just didn't think it was going to be 60 throws. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think that. You're right. They couldn't run on us tomorrow. All right, we got some callers in the line. Let's go ahead and get these things popping. 903, what it is, what it do? 903, going once.
I don't know if it's my turn or not, but I just wanted to call and say thank you for giving us access to this. As you can probably tell by my voice, I'm probably not your usual caller.
Hey, we get all kind of calls, brother. I appreciate you calling. No, we get all kind of calls.
I know, man. I just want to let y'all know that it's nice to hear a younger generation. That makes me sound like an old fart, I know, but a younger generation of Cowboy fans that are so knowledgeable of the game.
Thank you, sir.
I've literally been watching the boys since the Cotton Bowl. When the teams both came here in 1960, we were a Dallas Texan fan first because they had a better deal. The kids could get in free with an adult ticket. I think adult tickets were $2.
Man, I wish.
That's that's how long we've been watching the boys. But my first game to see the Cowboys play was in November of '63. Unfortunately, I remember it because it was right before the president was shot in Dallas. But we saw Jim Brown and the Cleveland Browns play in the Cotton Bowl. That's how old I am, and I wasn't but 11 or 12 years old at the time.
Hey, I'm jealous of you old timers, man. You got a chance to see all the rings.
Well, I'll accept the term old timer. I've been called worse.
It's wisdom.
Me. But last night, when you load the box, you got to throw, and Dak responded beautifully.
Yes.
And for the first game out of the box, to only lose by 2 points is really a miracle, considering we were up against, Brady. But to only lose by 2 points is still a good thing, but it's kind of like kissing your sister. You still would rather not do it.
Right.
And Anthony Brown was woefully inadequate last night, but CeeDee Lamb was probably the best and the worst of our receivers because he still had the yips a couple of times with his hands. Zeke, I thought, was totally unselfish because he ran when they let him run and he caught when he let him caught, but he blocked like a mofo.
There you go.
And, he kept Dak clean a couple of times with his blocks, and I think that's one of the things he does in the league that's better than anybody is catch linebackers coming in. And, the little man, number 20, did his thing too. So everybody, when you look at everybody, both tight ends, everybody contributed. And if it came down to needing a kicker, and I think we're gonna wind up, if we don't find a kicker, if we don't get out of this fossil nepotism club they've got going. I mean, what's the deal with J.P. Ladouceur being cut just so they could bring in his boy from L.A.?
And it was rumors that the punter from the Rams almost got brought in.
Well, yeah, but I mean, J.P. he was the best long snapper in the league, and they cut him only because he was about to break Whitten's record for a number of games played.
Feels that way.
I mean, tell me why they would get rid of Ladouceur like that after 17 years of perfect play. So anyway, there's a lot of fingers to point, but the main thing is I appreciate you letting this old guy come in on this thing, because I'm going to be listening to you practically every day, and now that I'm retired, I have time to do it. So I'll try not to bother it and get in the way with you youngsters, because y'all got a lot to say, and I'm going to get out of the way. But listen, thank you, brother, and I appreciate you. And y'all, I think we got a good season in front of us, and I think we proved it last night. We put the league on notice that the Cowboys are back, and I just hope that they tweak and fix what needs to be fixed, but don't lose that fire, because they played hard last night. I give them credit for that.
Absolutely, man. Hey, great call, brother. I appreciate you, OG.
You bet. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he made some good points. And before we get on to the rest of the callers, I do want to bring this up about Zeke. Remember earlier this week, we talked about this just might have to be a game similar to the Falcons game, where Ezekiel Elliott had to play pass protection a lot. And he did that very well. So I'm not getting on. This isn't Zeke. Again, to me, I didn't expect him to do this. I didn't expect him to have a successful day on the ground. Didn't. My buddy hit me up prior to the game. He knows I'm a big Cowboy fan. He's an Eagle fan. I'm not a betting man, but he put in a parlay. And I looked at the parlay and I'm like, cool. I said, it looks good. The only thing I'm gonna tell you here is I don't feel comfortable with that Zeke line. And it was Ezekiel Elliott gets 50 yards rushing. He said, yeah, but it's 50 yards. I said, yeah, but it's the Bucs. You know what I'm saying? They give up 3 yards per carry. There's no Zach Martin. Connor Williams struggles with power. I ain't trust it. I'm not sure if you went with it. Kerry, if you went with it, brother, sorry. Tried to tell you. All right, let's get back to the phone lines here. 910, what it do?
What's up? This is Dallas Dog.
What's up, Dallas Dog? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm all right. I just want to say it was a great game last night, man. And as far as the game plan, I went through this with Law yesterday. I called this show, and I was like, look, we don't need to try to run it 20 times. No. I mean, I get it. It's a formula. It's a cookie cutter formula for most teams, not for the Buccaneers. They are built to bust you in the mouth in that run. You're not coming up in gaps. You're not getting on the edge. And so I was proud of Kellen for putting the ball in space, putting it in CD hands and the wide receivers out on the flat, trying to dump it off, because that's a logical game plan. You shouldn't be tripping at all. I mean, Law had a guy call the show yesterday, and he said it before I did. The guy said it before I did. I think we need to use the pass to kind of set up the run, because this is a different game. And it's not just that. It's that their secondary is so weak anyway. If you look at any team that beat Tampa last year, it was through the air. New Orleans just demolished them. I mean, that was another game. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't have a whole lot of fear coming into this game. Plus, they were missing their safety.
And they got banged up during the game too. So it was like, hey, do you want to run into the healthy teeth of the defense, or do you want to keep attacking their weakness? I don't think that's a tough decision.
Right, and I give you a perfect example of how I say that. Let's just say everybody knows Floyd Mayweather is a boxer. So if I give you a choice, I say, all right, you have to face Floyd Mayweather. You want to box him, or do you want to wrestle him? I bet you I don't say we're going to box. I'm not boxing with him. So that's the kind of same concept with the Buccaneers. You're going to run into the alligator's mouth, man. You're just running in the teeth at that point. So, and I mean, honest with you, Dallas really was in position to really put it on them now, Greg Zuerlein. There was some hiccup. I don't care about the controversial call. I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I didn't even bring it up. I mean, but again, it was a controversial call. But again, this is one of those things like back where 14, the Dez catch, no catch.
Yep.
To me,
I
didn't like at the end of the day, it's frustrating. But it was too much time left on the clock. Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers would have probably still went down there and scored. Same thing with here. Yes, that was a push-off. They could have called it, but do you guys truly believe that Tom Brady wouldn't have got 25 more yards?
Right.
I think it still would have happened.
Honestly, man, I mean, it's Tom Brady, and when you're facing Aaron Rodgers, you got to kind of expect that same thing no matter how good your secondary is. Now, they don't say they can't make a play, but it was just one of them things where I looked at it, man, I'm thinking about the Rams game, and I'm like, this happens every year. And I can just name out, even last year with the Patriots, the Phantom tripping, the Rams, and Pittsburgh, we had a questionable call. And you can think about it; those are 3 games right there, and they did swing the outcome. We could have very well been in position to win the division last year, but I'm not on that.
No. We're not talking about last year. Yeah.
A lot of people are blowing past the fact that Fournette, he only got 32 yards. I mean, I see what Zeke did, but it's not because he's so sorry this year he's sucking. That's not what it is, people. I just want to – it's a game plan. And if you thought you was going to run in there and run it 25 times and crack the Da Vinci Code, that's not what was about to happen. So, you know.
With a hobbled line
you're
at that.
Exactly right. Right. So, you know, I'm proud of the boys, though, man. Well, once again, and this is something we talked about through training camp and all of this, and they try to lie to us and say Anthony Brown did some great things. Not so much last night. I've seen 1 or 2 plays where he was there, he swatted. No.
Who said Anthony Brown did some great things?
I heard the coaching staff say, or I think it was Mike McCarthy in the press. Yeah, Anthony Brown, he's done some great things. And I'm like, I ain't even seen that. Where's Maurice Kennedy? Man, I don't care about it. I ain't heard nothing about J. Lou or Anthony Brown in training camp, other than the coach. Oh, well, he did some great. No, man, we need to find somebody. That's a liability at this point, man. It is a liability. Get him out. Get him out. I mean, we identified this during training camp. Now, they tried to hide him. That's what I figured out. But
the only way to hide him is to put him in a slot. And even then, he probably would have got ate up by AB or somebody. So the dude is a liability, like you said. Whoever the hell said that he played good, that coach needs to be smacked in the face or something. I don't know. There was a guy, if y'all remember, and please, if you're in the chat, don't hide. Come on here and call into the show and let me know who you are. Who tried to tell me Anthony Brown was good. He's tired of the Anthony Brown slander. He's a good player. I said, sir, where? Let me tell you what Anthony Brown did last night. Targeted 9 times, 89% completion rate, 117 yards, 2 tutties, and 3 explosive plays allowed. Sir?
Man, if I was a quarterback, I'd look for him no matter. If he was on the bench, I'd throw towards him. You see what I'm saying? So get him. Like, what? I hope the coach understands, like, your liability is right. And if I could think of another player on defense, but I can't. Jalen did pretty well last night. You know, they put him in position,
Listen. Jalen Smith, and this is the one thing I got to bring up here. Jalen Smith LVE era over. It's over. They played 15 and 16 snaps, and that might have been too much for him. It's over.
Yeah, it was. If I don't see Jalen on the field, I'm okay with that. If they want to send him in the blitz, I'm like, why? You got Parsons. You know, even with blitzing, I'm like, you got a faster man. So what do you like? But anyway, you know, he's on the team. He's going to be there till next year. Got it. Okay, so, you know, we just got to point out. We have pointed out our deficiencies, but that coach, get DiNucci out the practice squad. That done got me so mad.
Nah, that's not dude. We ain't talking no practice squad right now, brother.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to go into that, man, but I'm really proud of the boys last night, man, even though we didn't get that victory. You know, I'm going to put a lot of that on Zerline's legs, and there's some other things we could have did to prevent that from happening. But honestly, man, they got to take the refs out of every game because even before the game, I was wondering what. All right. Well,
I appreciate you, bro. But we got a whole lot on here, bro. I got to clock you. All right.
All right.
Thank you, brother, for calling in, man. No man, it was a frustrating game, but I appreciate the call. Let me get 432. 432. What it is? What it do?
Hey, what's up, Stu?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man. First off, shout out Odessa, Texas.
I saw that there. Shout out to Odessa.
And man, yeah. And then man, that first call you had, man. Shout out to that OG.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. $2 a ticket and stuff. But man, today my heart, I'm not gonna lie, man, is a little broken. Kind of felt like I was hungover. Just man, how close that game was, and knowing just, man, like the little things like Zerline, man, if he just would have been a little bit better, you know, Brown would have been a little bit better, but
you can't leave 4 points on the field. You can't do it.
Yeah, man, for real. But man, I'm gonna try to be optimistic today. Man, it felt so great and not demoralizing that we didn't get ran on. You know,
Why?
I
But,
think
hold on. Let me. But why does it? Why does it? And this is something that I've been fighting, brother. This is something that I've been fighting because this feeling is just getting too normal. Like I kind of I'm kind of tired of saying, you know what, they because they always, if four is playing, they always fight. There's always a fight, no matter who the team is. Be it Aaron Rodgers. How many times have the Cowboys went punch for punch, blow for blow with Aaron Rodgers and they've lost? Right? A lot. 1 out of 3 or 4 times. 1 out of 4 times they won. So I hear you, and I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but I'm trying to find that balance of, you know what, there's some positive things to take away, but damn it, the Cowboys need to learn how to win against good teams. And to me, they're figuring out ways to lose against them. Listen to this real quick, brother. Listen to this. The Buccaneers are the first team in NFL history to lose the turnover margin by 3, 100 penalty yards, allow 450 yards, and still win the game. That is literally finding a way to lose. And yes, there's some things, good things to take away, and we'll talk about that. But I'm tired of saying that, brother. That's all. I digress.
Yeah. Nah, man. I feel you. I feel you on that. I mean, it's true. Man, like in the second half, I felt like, man, if Quinn wanted to make a statement, a perfect statement would be, Brown, you sit down. Kennedy, you're up. You know, man. I mean, it's weird because it's like we know, but it's like we're like, well, we ain't the experts, so you know, maybe they're making the right decision and stuff. But I mean, I feel you on that. You know, it's like yes, that last play should have been, you know,
I'm not doing
offensive pass interference, but I'm not gonna be like, well, we would have won if it wasn't for that, because yes, I mean, we did get a whole bunch of penalties. Even I think they called a face mask on the Bucs for us that, you know, was kind of questionable and stuff. But yeah, you know, I mean, no excuses. Man,
it's
if
tough.
we would have just done
I mean, it's tough. It's a tough loss. I'm with you, man. I said it right after I said, and I'll admit, I'll use the term moral victory in pregame show. I kind of was going into this game like the Cowboys are going to they're going to battle, they're going to fight, but I think at the end of the day, the better team is just going to win because they're just better from top to bottom right now. That could change later, and I mean that happened. But when it happens, right, as a fan and I'm sure as a player, you're like, man, F a moral victory. I don't give a damn about no damn moral victory, right? Because you're devastated. You had the game won and you lost against the Super Bowl champions. So, you know, I'm not using that term no damn more, but we'll find positives out of the game if it's warranted. And I think it was warranted yesterday. It's frustrating, and I don't want you guys and myself to become accustomed to this, because I think the Cowboys fans have. For so many years, we've been like, well, but Dak dueled with so-and-so. Well, the defense had 4 turnovers. Well, but at the end of the day, they didn't make the stop. And that continues to keep happening. It just does, brother. Sorry for taking over your call. Yeah. This is your call. But I appreciate you calling in, man.
No. Yeah, man, I just got one more thing.
Yep, real quick.
Yeah. So I would say just based off of yesterday, did kind of answer a lot of my questions. And I was kind of going into this season, you know, kind of being like, man, can we beat a team like, you know, the Chargers, you know, or like the Cardinals, kind of like those, you know, tweener teams, you know, kind of good. But heck no, man. I mean, we'll be fine, man. We'll be fine, and I think time will tell that for sure.
Sure. Salute, man. Appreciate you calling in.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
No problem, man. No problem. I see you guys here in the chat. T-Mac said, this is why I rock with you guys. Salute, man. A lot of people are agreeing with that feeling. Shout out to my uncle in the building. And see, it's so funny, Unc. Love you to death, dog, but you come in when the Cowboys lose, huh? He's a Washington fan. But he says CeeDee Lamb catches those passes. It's a whole different ball game. Yeah, Lamb was up and down, you know, last night. It's so crazy because Lamb, He would drop the ball, but then he'd make a play. Drop the ball, make a play. Frustrating. Yeah, Chef do too much. Okay, so again, the penalty for real to me that I'm more pissed off about had nothing to do with the push off. Let's just be real, Cowboys Nation. When the Dallas Cowboys kicked that field goal to go up 29-28 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left on that defense, you know damn well it was like, that's too much time. That's too much time. So whatever with that. But here's the one that just ticked me off. When was it okay to take your helmet off, slam it, and then start, going crazy? I could have sworn that was a unsportsmanlike penalty. So me and Jesse are talking. We're trying to figure that out, and we weren't sure yet. Come to find out, people are throwing the rule book. That's absolutely in the rule. Should have been a 15-yarder. That could change that. That's another thing that could have changed something there. Gives you an automatic first down. Now you're 1st and 10 at the 7-yard line, 10, 15 yard, whatever it was. They were in the red zone. It's frustrating. That was frustrating. But I mentioned the term red zone. Dallas has got to be better. There's some reoccurring themes that bookend some positives in the middle, right? Got 4 turnovers. Dak looked great. The receivers, Mari Cooper, McGovern. I mean, I can't wait to really dive into all of that throughout the week. McGovern looked good. Tyron Smith is back. Collins held up. But the bookends continue to be the Achilles heel of the Cowboys. 1 for 4 in the red zone. On this side of the ball, on that side of the ball on defense, they can't make the game-clinching drive stop. I'm not asking for much from this defense. If you've been on this channel, you know my stance for the defense. I don't care about being elite. You don't need to be elite to win the Super Bowl. You got to do certain things. We talk about these things a lot. I'm about to start calling them the core 4, but it might be 5. Got to be excellent on 3rd down. Got to be excellent in the turnover department. Got to be excellent in red zone defense. And you have to be clutch. Clutch to me isn't making a play in the second quarter. Clutch to me, ID, game's on the line. You got to make this stop to win it. I can't remember the last time the Cowboys defense has done that. Those are the core 4 for me. Those are the core 4. Get the ball back. Get the team off the field on 3rd down. Be really damn good in the red zone. And be clutch. The Cowboys in the red zone, they got the turnover by KZ. They got lucky on that one. They were 3 for 4 Tampa Bay. Touchdowns. 3 for 4. The last one, they didn't need a touchdown to kick the field goal. So I digress. Those bookends kind of frustrate me, but there were some good things in the middle if you guys want to talk about that. We got 520 in the building. What's up, 520?
Hey, what's up, Scott? It's Trucker's Life. How you doing?
What's going on, Trucker's Life? I appreciate you calling in, man, and the donations and everything you do. And let me tell you something. That food looked bomb. So if you ever in the Dallas area, hit me up.
All right, for sure. Nah, man, we gotta throw Anthony Brown off a bridge, bro. We got to, man. We gotta let that ship done sailed. Another thing is Jalen. Was it just me, or did it look like it took him 3 to 4 steps?
Always.
To get moving.
I mean that's the norm to me.
That man is struggling to even run downhill.
Yeah, that's the norm to me. I expect Jalen to kind of have to hug it, then go. That is what it is at this point.
It's like a train starting to get moving.
Yeah. But he didn't play that much, 16 snaps.
Man, but that's still too much. But,
hey,
but the other thing, there's no way in hell Keanu Neal should be guarding Gronk. No, I would never do that. First of all, he don't have the size. He's never been good in coverage, period. He's especially against Gronk. I'm sorry, but you got to bring that rookie in.
Wait. What size?
Okay, go ahead.
when you're what is he 6'2", about 6'2", 230 something. I mean,
I'm talking about against Gronk.
But who has the size to cover Gronkowski? He's 6'7". There's not really anyone that has the size to cover Gronk, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's more so about Keanu Neal. That's not his specialty. But let's be real, Chucker's life. Who on the Dallas Cowboys is shutting down Gronk? But don't tell me a rookie.
No, hell no.
Okay.
But I'm saying at least give him a chance. He should not be sitting on the sideline with Jalen in the game. Yeah,
I asked Jesse this yesterday. I said, is this something where, Jabril Cox might start getting onto this field? But, yeah, for his game one, we'll see. I think maybe he should start getting some snaps. But it was clear as day, Micah Parsons and Keanu Neal were your 1-2 punch. Even LVE didn't play much.
Yeah. But then another thing. Was it just me, or did it look like after Donovan Wilson smacked Leonard Fournette yesterday, it looked like Leonard Fournette's heart was taken from him? Donovan Wilson stood him up in the hole, it looked like he was scared after that.
Was that before or after he made that catch on Micah? Because that catch was a catalyst, in my opinion, on that drive. Hell of a catch.
Yeah, that was before that.
Okay. Yeah, I had a feeling going into this season that our run defense would be better, and I thought they showed a little bit of that last night.
Oh yeah, they did. I like the way they fly around though, but we gotta be real. We knew Michael Parsons was not going to dominate that game, not going against Tom Brady.
No.
But I'll say this, and then I'm gonna end it here. Dak Prescott is a top 5 quarterback. Point blank period. Point blank period. Dak Prescott to come out there, ball the way he did, he carried the damn team.
He did.
Our defense will mess up. Dak, okay, don't worry about it. I got you.
I just wish they could have got it done so that so it can be stamped, because is until they can get it done against these kind of teams, he's always going to be looked at as an afterthought, and I think it's crazy. But I appreciate you calling in, Chucker Life.
And then we gotta get rid of Zerline. Zerline is that. Why would you put a kicker out there for a 60-yard field goal, knowing he ain't been practicing all summer?
I don't understand why you just don't throw a Hail Mary to your amazing weapons, but yeah, whatever.
Exactly. That was my point. But all right, Sky, I will continue to tag you in my Twitter post.
Yes.
When I do cook in my truck.
Oh, I got the call-in line up here. I'll take that off. I appreciate you, man.
All right, man. You have a good one, and keep up the good work, man. It's good to see you growing the way you are, man.
Thank you, sir.
I remember when you first started.
Yeah, it was way different than this, man, but we moving up, man. I appreciate all the support, dude.
All right, no problem, man. You have a good one. I got to get off this phone so I can drop this load off.
All right, buddy. Pause.
All righty.
So there's a couple things in here I want to combine here. Sam said, game glitching, stop. You know the boys needed a touchdown on their last drive. I definitely wanted a touchdown. I didn't want to put the game in Zerline's hands. That's what I didn't want. It's hard to keep Brady out of field goal range with 1 minute left. And then the following was defense had 4 turnovers and got them to punt like 3 times. Not allowed to punt. What more do you want? What I want? Listen to this. Let me tell you this. I care less if they give 4 turnovers or not. Right? Like, let me ask you this, James. Would you substitute 4 turnovers for the game-winning stop? I would. Because that was the last rung, right? Like, that was the last rung of the core 4. If you can't do that, the rest of the ish don't matter. That's what I wanted, to make the stop. And you're right, Sam. Sam says, it's hard to keep Brady. It is hard, but guess what? You're not going to face the Sam Darnolds in the playoffs. You're going to face Tom Brady. You're going to face Russell Wilson. You're going to face, if you get that far, you're going to face an Allen, a Patrick Mahomes. Right? You're going to face these top-tier quarterbacks. I don't want to hear they're top tier. You want to be a Super Bowl winning defense, you have to make those kind of plays. You just do. So, and I sound like, oh, man, Sky, you Debbie Downer, or you getting on the defense. It ain't even that. There was some good things. It's just that I'm hoping they learn from this. I'm hoping that there's the positive things roll over into these things happening. But the next time they'll play an elite quarterback like that probably won't be till Patty. I got to look at the schedule. But I'll say this. The Cowboys got a chance to get on the run here. They got a chance. This is the quarterbacks. Sam Darnold coming up. Daniel Dimes coming up. Jalen Hurts. Justin Herbert's good. Kirk Cousins. But these aren't the Tom Brady's. You know what I mean? And their offenses aren't like that either. So I think the defense can find its footing and hopefully gain some confidence. So whenever they're put in that position again against one of these top quarterbacks, they can come through. Because that is the last thing the defense, that's not the last thing, but that's one of the things the defense needs to do to take that next step. They're going to be better. But you want to be a Super Bowl championship team, you got to make clutch stops. You just do. I know that was, now Mark, that was the one. Diggs almost had an interception. If Diggs gets that pick, we're not talking about anything right now. We're not. Did I miss a donation? My bad. Below Heaven, shout out to you, man. A $2 donation. Let me get gotta drop it.
Super chat.
He says, you don't have a chance without those turnovers. Again, I'm going to ask you the question. Would you rather have a game-clinching stop and or the 4 turnovers and lose? That was my question. Of course you want the dang on turn. Of course, if you don't ask the other part of it, you want the turnovers. That's not what I'm saying. Somebody asks, what more do you want? What I want them to do is to make the stop to win the game. That's what I want them to do. That separates average teams, good teams, to the best. They make those stops. What did the other team over there do? Cowboys didn't score a touchdown, did they? Okay. 254, what it is, what it do? I muted you again. 254, there you go.
Yo, Sky, can you hear me?
Yep, I got you, man. My bad, I muted you twice.
What's going on, man? No, it's all good, man. I just wanted to let you know, man, y'all did a great job pregame show, man. I tuned in a little late. But I know Vach had a comment one day. He said, have an opinion. Don't let your opinions have you.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to get on here, and I was getting ready to praise the coaching staff because I was very excited to see them actually have a game plan and not go into the game saying, okay, we're going to establish the run. We're going to do what we do well. No, they actually went into the game and said, okay, Tampa Bay is stout up front. What we're going to do is our run game tonight is going to be the short, safe 4 to 6 yard passes. And that way Dak can get in the rhythm and we can stay ahead of the chains, and that's what they did all night long. And I did not have a problem with that at all. But like you said, it's always a but with this team.
Always a damn but. And everybody wants to live on that but instead of acknowledging it and saying the Cowboys need to change the but. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, my goodness, the but. And when you have a game like that and teams are going back and forth, you know what decides that game? Coaching. Coaching is what decides games like that, coaching. And one of the main things that really bothered me was, okay, you saw you had a struggling kicker. You should have been way more aggressive than you were in this game. I wouldn't have any problems with the way if they would have went for 2 on one of those plays, on one of those touchdown scoring drives, or even if they would have went for it on that 4th and 2 near that goal line. I just really feel like Mike McCarthy, I don't really feel like he has a feel on his team. I really feel like this is Dak Prescott's team, honestly.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like this team is the heartbeat of him. And it kind of bothered me just to see them kind of give this game away, because if you would have told me all those stats that you said, the 450 yards, the 4 turnovers, I would have said Cowboys win in the blowout.
Cowboys win a game.
But in typical Cowboy, the typical Cowboy fashion, we lose. And you know what? Y'all can get mad at Stephen A. Smith all you want, but until we overcome that hurdle, he's right. We find a way to lose. We find a way to mess it up. And I want to be optimistic because there was some good things about this game, and I'm going to name a few, and I'll get off. But I wasn't too much worried about Anthony Brown because we knew he was bad.
I was worried about him, bro. But see,
you know what?
If Anthony
but
Brown,
we knew that was going to happen.
But that's the thing. That's why I was worried about him, because if Anthony Brown is not that bad, maybe the Cowboys win. So I don't understand why they went into this game thinking he was going to be able to match up against this cat. But whatever, man. I don't understand.
But there you go again. That's coaching. Coaching.
Yeah.
You got Antonio Brown. He's going to do that to probably
a lot of
95%
people
of the league. I don't see anybody stopping him like that. The only difference I seen was people are harping on Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis battled. He got beat, but he battled. You know what I mean? And
that's the other thing.
That's why I was just I really wasn't too much worried about that. Another thing that kind of perplexed me was I didn't understand why they were switching out the linebackers in the beginning like that, and I really feel like you kind of mess up the flow of the game with that. You know,
I saw that too.
Let Parsons get in there. Let Parsons get in there. Let Neal get in there. Let him get a feel for the game. He's a rookie. He's got to get his feet wet. You know,
right.
So, and then my final observation was, okay, we seen Connor McGovern struggle on the left side. I mean, he played well last season on the left side, but it seems like he dominates on the right side. And I seen someone say on Twitter, like, maybe it's a right-left thing. No, I think it's a Tyron and a Lyle Collins thing. You put him next to Tyron, he's going to do well. You put him next to Collins, he's going to do well.
Let's give him some credit, man.
Well
McGovern played well.
No, I'm going to give him a ton of credit. And what I said was, McGovern might be our Ron Leary that we've been missing for the last 5 years. That nasty interior and presence that Ron Leary used to give us. Remember Ron Leary, pants falling down, but he was always on top of the pile, pushing people around, nastiness, and he just brought a different attitude to that offensive line that I don't think Connor Williams gives you. I think Connor Williams gives you solid play, but I think
Connor Williams got abused, and this is what happens with Connor Williams. He it's I hate to do it because right, you got to grade linemen on all 65 plays, not 3 or 4. But for whatever reason with Connor, and this happened last year, the 3 or 4 plays when it happens ends up happening in the worst times. Like it happens. I heard Brian Bryden say that. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it happened last night.
Give you 70. Right, he give you 50 good plays, but those 2 plays usually decide the game.
The worst time.
He decides to go to sleep. And I just feel like maybe you need to experiment with this line. And there goes coaching. You don't wait until game 5 to say, okay, you know what, McGovern gave us good. Let's try it. No, you go to game 2 against the Chargers, and you say, you know what, Brown, you sit down. It's your turn, Kennedy. Or you say, you know what, Connor, you know what, Kennedy, I'm sorry. You know what, it's your turn to go on the left side and see what you can do with Tyron. Connor, you're in spot duty. Zerline, hey, I'm sorry, but we can't afford to leave 4 points on the field in a tight game with the Super Bowl champs opening night ring ceremony, and you leave 4 points on the field and we lose by 2. You can't do it. You cannot do that. And in closing, hey, Cedric Wilson is going to be a problem, man.
Problem.
I said this earlier. No, a problem for the league.
Yeah,
I said this yesterday. I said Cedric Wilson is probably your best slot receiver, not named Cooper. He fits that. I think he's better at it than CD, honestly. I think he's quicker, he's shiftier, and that really likes Cedric Wilson for some reason, man. He looked for him a lot last night. And I really believe that they need to put him in the offense a little bit more. I really feel like
over who?
I would think. I mean, I wouldn't say take Gallup out.
No,
but
not. He's not better than any of our top 3 receivers.
No, he's not better than any of your top 3 receivers. But I really feel like he gives the Cowboys the same production that Amari would give you in that middle of the field. Maybe not as good, but I just feel like that's his bread and butter. If you looked at last year with that Seattle game, that's where he did damage. Right in that middle of the field, and I just feel like his shiftiness, and he has just the feel for the zone. It looks like, and somebody broke down a play I've seen, and it was the swing pass to Zeke, and they had a holding penalty on Tyron, and they called it back. They showed that play, and Wilson was wide open. Wilson had broke open from his defender, if that goes to Wilson, it's probably a 20 to 25-yard gain, and we're probably looking at a whole different ball game. But I'll tag you on that on Twitter. I seen it. So, you know what I'm saying, man? Overall, I'm happy with this win. I mean, this loss. It should have been a win, but the biggest test is going to be come next week. Are we going to play down to our opponent, or we're going to keep that same intensity and that same momentum going into that game? I'm going to hang up and listen to you, man. I appreciate you, Sky, man. You're doing a wonderful job, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I have a good day, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you calling in, but I almost pressed this button when you told me that Cedric Wilson could be more productive than Amari Cooper.
Shut up. Say it again. Say something else. Oh! Say something else. Say something else.
Gotta collect myself from that, brother. I got to collect myself. Ain't no way in hell. But I appreciate you giving Seti his props. Seti's a good player, but I'm not taking any of those guys off the field for Cedric Wilson. Just not happening. But earlier in the show, I did say that Cedric Wilson will help keep things moving without an issue. I don't think you're going to see a drop off because Michael Gallup may be out with an ankle injury. But man, you were going. You were good into that part. You was good into that part, man. Oh man. Hey dog, this is he was speaking some facts, except that part. But I do like Seti. That's my guy, man. I really do. I think that we could have came out in more 4 wide. Somebody said MD Andrews. I have to go back and look. The numbers will come out. It did feel like we spread them out some, but a bit disappointed in a few aspects of the game. And that one guy is my guy, Blake Jarwin. I thought Blake Jarwin in the past game, fine. But I just don't see. Yeah, I knew that was happening. I just don't see the reason to bring. I just don't see the reason to bring him in when you're going to run the rock in the red zone. Why? Oh man, that was interesting though. 214, what it is, what it do? 214, what's up?
You got me?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Hey man, a lot of the guys touched on a lot of the stuff that I was going to hit on, but I agree that we should definitely go 4 wide more often because I agree that Cedric Wilson, he is definitely a threat. But I think that the main thing I just wanted to go over was the coaching staff. To me, everybody's hating on Zerline, but the coaching staff to me is what lost us this game.
Really? I get it wasn't a perfect game by the coaching staff, but you believe that the coaching this was the coaching staff's loss? Explain.
Yeah, because I think the choices that they made, like allowing Zerline to even be in the game, like that was terrible. Like you're gonna allow him to have a whole preseason without even kicking.
So maybe the decisions leading up to the game.
Yeah, and just the special teams in general was terrible, Sky. Like
I'm glad you saw that.
Was awful.
I told Jesse, I said, Bones need to go in there and start yelling and screaming at somebody, starting with his guy, Greg DeLeg, because we're giving up big plays and you're not making field goals. Special teams looked bad yesterday. It looked like 2020 or 2019 all over again.
Yeah, it was terrible. But just some of the decisions that they made on defense, like they were saying earlier, like taking Parsons out, like just leave him in there. Like I don't believe in the other guys we got behind them. I'd rather have the young guy in there, more athletic. I don't trust Jalen at all. Love the guy, but I don't trust him. I think he can be a good backup right now, but that's pretty much it. I didn't like some of the inside runs that they were doing. I just think it's all most of this loss is on the coaching staff.
That's heavy, that's a different take today. I would say if I'm going to assist you with that, maybe it was lost coming into the game, right? Like Anthony Brown. Why is Anthony Brown playing over Maurice Kennedy? Why is Maurice Kennedy not playing at all? So if I'm going to aid you there, I don't agree totally because I feel like the game was still had a chance to win. And I think it came down to some plays that the Cowboys did or didn't make. And I know I might get killed here because Dak played phenomenally. Absolutely balled out. He was warrior. The word that was used with us was Herculean. but there were some plays that, were left on the field. And that's why I'm including Dak, is because everybody had a hand in this, I guess, including the coaching staff too.
Especially that one where he checked out and ran it straight up the middle. That his decision to check out or whatever they were going to run and run it straight.
Yeah,
up
but they were back. I mean, they absolutely shouldn't have checked out of that. But they were on like the 7 or 10 yard line. The 2 plays I'm speaking of were Zeke in the flat. He has this tendency. I love Dak to death, but he has this tendency when he's rolling out. He's always looking for that big play, right? So he's looking deep, and he's going to hold it, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to hold it. And I think he was looking for one of the tight ends or receivers in the back of the end zone. It wasn't there, and he threw it to Zeke like a yard away from the sideline, when in reality, if you'd have put that on Zeke right away, Zeke's walking into the end zone. So there's that play, and then there was a 3rd and 6. Cedric Wilson was coming open across the middle. And I get it, 3rd and 6, you're not really looking at Seti, right? You're looking at your guys. But he missed them there. But again, this does not mean this is on Dak. I'm just saying, to be fair, everybody had a hand in the result of the game, is what I'm getting at, to be objective here.
For sure. I appreciate you taking my call, Sky.
Thank you.
Have a good week, brother.
You too, man. Look whose picture pops up. All right, we got 919, then we going to lock him up. 919, what it is, what it do?
What's going on, Sky?
Not much, brother. Trying to get through this thing. Talk through this game with y'all, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Sky. Do you think Dallas played good enough to win that game?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay. Do you think Dallas played perfect?
No, I don't think no team plays perfect.
Okay. Do you think Tampa Bay played perfect last night?
Absolutely not. When you have 4 turnovers, you don't play perfect, right? So, no.
That's right. So, all right. Okay. Both teams made a lot of mistakes. But if I was to say that overall I thought Dallas outplayed Tampa Bay, would you think I was crazy for saying that?
Say that again?
If I said from my eyesight, I thought, besides maybe special teams on offense and defense, Dallas played better than Tampa to a certain degree. Would you think I would be crazy for saying that?
No. I don't think you could watch that game and come away saying you're crazy for saying that. No, because guess what? Cowboys are winning 29-28 with 1 minute and 42 seconds left. So.
Okay. All right. What I'm a little frustrated about is Mike McCall said at the end of the game, when they talked about that play with Galwin, what he felt about it. He said, "Well, I don't think the game should come down to that."
It should,
and that's true. But when you play Tom Brady, you can't leave it into like that. Because I feel like if that was Gallup or Cooper or CD, Cedric Wilson, and we've seen in the past, them 50-50 calls, because that's what it was. We gonna get our share of them 50-50 calls. And I just don't wonder why. Because I feel like in my heart, and I'm gonna ask you that. I'm gonna ask you this question here. If that had been our receivers, do you think
it gets called? I mean, let's just be real. It gets called.
It gets called.
And listen,
that's all I want to hear.
I've come to the conclusion this is going to be it, man. And I don't think this is some conspiracy. I don't think anything like that. I just think it is what it is. For whatever reason, these things don't go Dallas's way. But the reason why I'm not going to hang my hat on that is because Tampa Bay had 11 penalties last night for 106 yards. And Dallas was doing some tugging on that last drive, brother, and they missed some calls. So I'm not going to harp on it much. It sucked. It absolutely sucked. But I think you could have put yourself in a position where that shouldn't matter.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you. But what I'm trying to say is, and I will tell a lot of Cowboys fans today, I'll tell any fan this, if you're going to beat Tampa Bay and you're going to beat Tom Brady, you have to play almost perfect. He's earned that.
Yeah. Man, you're right.
That's it. He earned that. You got to play perfect. All right, man. You have a good one.
Thanks, brother. There's a couple donations here. My guy Elgene who called, he said, "My point about Sed is nobody has a fourth corner coming close to covering him." I agree. Sed's a beast, and that's why I appreciate you giving him his flowers. I just had to make a laugh at the, he could outproduce or produce just as well as Cooper or Lamb in my opinion. I don't agree. You know, I don't think he's as good as those guys. But maybe you're thinking of it in like a Laurent Robinson type of way, where not a good talent, but if he gets the volume right, targets and catches, maybe the production is there. Trying to help you out here, but I just had to crack a little bit. I appreciate that for El Gene, and he is a good follow on Twitter, man. Make sure you follow him. Shout out to Rooney says 499 donation. Let's be clear, Dallas defense played well enough to win this game. Offense miscues. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Every time this happens, for whatever damn on reason, defense gave up 31. Defense. I mean, I'm not saying this is the defense's fault. This is, like I said, everybody had their hand in this. To sit here and say, defense was great, it's offense fault. It's silly. The defense absolutely played a hand in this as well. It just did. Now, what you want to see is the defense get better from this as well as the offense. But my guy, when your quarterback throws for 403 58 times, drives your team down there, gets the lead, all you're asking for is your D to make the stop. Did they play good enough to win? The team played good enough to win. The defense got 4 turnovers. Didn't close it out. I feel like we're stuck in this. We're stuck here. It's always a but, like the caller said. It's always a but somewhere. But be it offensively, be it defensively. It's frustrating. You know what I mean? It's super, super frustrating because we're trying to find the positives in this whole thing. We're trying not to be totally negative, but it's a bottom line business. And bottom line, Dallas has to find a way to win these type of games instead of being the first team in NFL history to lose a game after having a 3 turnover margin win, 100 penalty yards, and 450 yards allowed. Gotta find a way to win, man. That's all I'm saying. Everybody had a hand in this. It's not just one or the other. 972, what's up, man?
This is Tyrone from Urban, man.
What's going on, Tyrone?
Not much, man. I just wanted to kind of echo what you just said. This wasn't just one person.
No.
This wasn't just the defense or offense. This was a team loss. Like,
team loss.
There's a lot
offense,
of
defense, special teams, coaching. Everybody had a small part in this, and that's the fair assessment.
Absolutely, man. And I also wanted to say, Kellen Moore and they played great. But I don't like Dak throwing 58 times.
Nobody does.
I understand that. You can't throw 58 times, man, because that allows too much room for error. You know, you're gonna have an interception or a holding penalty, or you gotta let kind of bail Dak out and hand the ball off a couple of times, even though it's a vaunted.
So unfortunately, he had to throw a lot last night because the running game just wasn't happening, right? And if you would have told me the Cowboys lost time of possession, then I would argue, yeah, you can't do that. But they didn't. Dak was able to keep the chains moving, and they won time of possession by 10 minutes. So what you wanted to accomplish in the run game actually happened anyway.
Well, not just overbearingly run the ball, but you have to at least run a little bit more. Like 58 times is too much. I mean, I understand that we have to pass in that situation. Passing was good. But, I mean, some of those passes where, that were dropped or were led to penalty, that could have been a run 3 or 4 yards, and, that would be better for Dak. And I think that would
How is running the ball and getting 2 yards in a cloud of dust better for Dak Prescott?
Because eventually he's going to break one. He's going to break one, and then it's going to
That's just being stubborn. That goes back to being – you want to run a Jason Garrett offense, let's bring Jason Garrett back in here. That's being stubborn. Instead of playing –
No, not Jason Garrett offense, but, you have to be able to run the ball. You have to kind of impose your will. I mean, not maybe just up the middle, but – maybe
but you
run
can't.
a sweep, a jet sweep.
Okay. I hear you. Yes, it's nice to be able to run the ball, but styles make the matchups, or matchups make the fight. This wasn't a matchup where you go in here and say, I don't give a damn, we're going to run the ball 28 times, 30 times. You would have literally hampered your offense more than, helping your offense. You didn't lose this game.
And I understand that.
Here's the thing. You didn't lose this game because you threw the ball 58 times. We all agree. We don't want to see that happen, but that's not the reason why the Cowboys lost this game.
Yeah, and I understand that. You're absolutely right that if you're just going to ball down and run the ball no matter what, I mean, you're going to have to throw against a team like that. I understand that, but still, you have to still mix it up because there was a lot of plays out there they could have either ran out the gun or, well, I could have think they could have mixed it just a little bit better.
I would have liked.
Kellen Moore did a great job.
I would have liked to see them, what I call the extended handoffs. I said like 17 times. The extended handoffs were quick dump out to TP or Zeke. We still there? We still there? You there, brother?
Hello?
Yeah, I think
I'm here. I'm here.
Disconnected for a quick second. So I wanted to see a few more of those dump offs, design dump offs, screens. Where did the screens go? You know what I mean? Like that. Those are the run game things you needed, as opposed to just every time they ran it up the middle, there was no success. There's none.
Exactly, a screen there, but that was still a pass. But at least try to get Zeke the ball. You got to give Zeke the ball. You got to give Zeke the ball. And another thing is, when your defense turns the offense over, 4 times? I'm gonna say 3 times because that one interception.
The Hail Mary.
You have to win that game, really. You really have to win that game. I mean, but let me just end it on this positive note. We're going 16-1.
Hey man, listen, I love the enthusiasm. All right, brother. Appreciate the call, man.
All right, thank you, bud.
Yeah, I'm not mad at coming away with positivity. There were some positive things to take away. Just me, I'm seeing the pass rush on the edges was there. The interior was not, but I wonder if that'll get better as you get Neville Gallimore back, Tristan Hill. Maybe you go out and get someone, I don't know. But I think that'll get better, hopefully. Turnovers was a good thing. You hope that continues to click. I worry about AB. I worry about Jordan Lewis. So I need this front to get home. I need him to get home. All right, we'll do 2-1-0, and I promise you I'm going to lock this thing. 2-1-0, I'll get into the chat for a little bit, and then we head out. 2-1-0, what it do? 2-1-0 going once. 2-1-0 going twice. 2-1-0 sold. Oh, you almost got sold. You there?
Yes, sir. My fault.
You good, brother? What's up?
What's up, man? Hey, this is Jacob. I'm just calling real quick about that special teams, about 2 callers ago said about the coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking, like, why not dress Hooker but play Thompson, call him up from the practice squad, and I understand special teams is the reason why you probably don't dress Hooker, but you got several other players like Kurz, Mukwama. Mukwama wasn't even dressed up either, but you got Sean Wright and all these other guys.
I am very intrigued to know why he didn't play. I don't know if anybody asked that question. Why he didn't even dress. I don't know. I have no clue, man.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, honestly, that's the only really takeaway I have with the coaching staff. Is other than that, I think that Kellen Moore caught a really great game.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Kellen after this game.
Yeah, and Dan Quinn too. Compared to Mike Nolan.
Oh yes. Compared to Mike, yes, but there were some things with Dan that Jesse was bringing to my attention that had me saying, okay, hopefully he learns from this. And one of those things was, why the hell you keep on singling it up AB, right? Like, that's your weakness. That was like the Kellen Moore effect last year. Terrence Steele can't block. Brandon Knight can't block. Why the hell is he going one-on-one against Myles Garrett? Constantly, right? So why Quinn are you not giving AB some help or benching a guy to put somebody in that can maybe switch it up? So that part of it, I'm like, come on, Quinn, got to do better. Other than that, I'm not coming away from Dan Quinn discouraged.
Yeah. Hey, man, and then one more thing before I'll let you go. I'll be out in the game, the home opener.
It's going to be lit.
You and Jesse out at Texas Live.
Yeah, it's going to be, man, you got to get there. It's going to be crazy for that home opener. Hopefully the Cowboys get this dub next week, and that way that home opener has even more juice coming into it.
Yes, sir. All right, I'll let you go, man. I'm here listening, and see you soon, man.
Salute, brother. Appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir.
Chalked out said, I'm getting sick of Kellen Moore in the red zone. So, here's the thing, guys, because we're going to talk it out. Kellen Moore was on the, I don't want to say hot seat, but he was, all right, I'm watching you, man. Can you continue to develop? Can you continue to be better as a play caller? I didn't come away from this game upset at Kellen Moore. And talk to me. I know I ain't crazy, but talk to me and let me know why everyone's upset. Not everyone, but people are upset with Kellen. Here's the thing. And I'm not trying to dog my guy, but is it Kellen Moore's fault Dak didn't hit Zeke so he could turn it upfield and get an easy touchdown? That's not on Kellen. Boom, there's one tutty. That would have helped you out in the red zone. I thought the play call was a good play call where they did the pitch to Zeke. The execution absolutely sucked. It's one thing if the execution is so-so. It sucked because Blake Jarwin couldn't put a hat on a hat. That's another tutty. So to me, the red zone complications last night, after thinking it through, was more about execution than play calling. This wasn't one of those situations where you're playing the Washingtons, and it was like, what the hell are you doing down there, Kellen? Like, what are you doing? I thought those two good play designs not executed well. And so Mel says Dak said it was his fault. I think he's talking about that Zeke one. So I came away fine. I came away fine from Kellen last night, and I applaud him for not getting stubborn too much, because I thought I saw it creeping in there on that last possession and just saying we're going to give Zeke the ball because we got to give Zeke the ball. That wasn't the game to do that. The game plan worked. It actually worked. You won the time of possession by 10. You converted 9 of, 15 or 16, whatever, third downs. Dak Prescott ate them up like he should have, right, if it was blocked up. Now, that front was coming, man, and Vita Vea was coming, and they were getting hits on Dak and what have you. He only got sacked once, and you could argue that sack was on him. He was pressured, right? The offensive line wasn't flawless, but I got to give a hat tip to him because that is a stout defensive front. You're not going to run into that kind of defensive front every week. That's why I think the Cowboys have a chance to go on a run here. We're going to dissect today's game. And just because it was a loss and we're talking about these negatives does not mean I think the Cowboys are going to have this bad season. This is a formidable Super Bowl team. Learn from it. You're going to play about one or two more of those type of teams later on in the season, specifically Kansas City. I think this team has the ability to be a double-digit win team, for sure. I've thought that prior to last night. I don't really have a number, but I thought this team could be one of those teams that gets into the playoffs. Let's see what happens. But to be the man, you got to beat the man. To be elite, you got to be clutch. And that's what I need to see the Cowboys do against good teams. I think there's some positives to come away from this, though. I do. MD Andrew says, I'll say this. We're going 6-0 in division without a doubt. I think we can absolutely. I can't wait till week 3. Somebody said audio's in and out. I think we're good here. John Jones says a tight end sprinkle would have made that block. I was screaming for that in the post-game show. I'm sitting here like, why not? If you're going to run that tight end set in the red zone, you're not spreading it out, bring in Jeremy Sprinkle. And don't tell me, oh, man, that's a dead giveaway. No, it ain't. You're on the 3-yard line or what have you. Easily can do a play action and dump it off to Jeremy Sprinkle. I'm not asking him to run 20 yards down the field if I do a play action. Bring Jeremy Sprinkle in the damn game. You got Dalton Schultz who can make the catch. He was on the play, but he can also make that catch. So I'm hoping, again, they learn from that mistake and say, listen, man, it is what it is with Blake Jarwin. He ain't going to block. He's not going to block. So we're going to put him out there to throw that thing. How you doing, AFO from Nashville? William Anthony said that option pitch in the red zone never worked, but Kellen always calls it. No, I've seen it work. I've seen it work, and I can't wait to go back. It was there. It was there, Will. It was there. If 89 just gets a hat on the hat, Zeke scores a touchdown. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with that play call. Is my mic sketchy? I'm reading these comments here. A couple people. Cowboys Chad says we will see Tampa in January. Texas Bread, what's going on, man? What's going on? All right, before I get out of here, one word answer. How are you feeling about the Dallas Cowboys after week 1? How are you feeling? Are you feeling better than you did before the game? Worse than you did before the game? Or about the same? Better, worse, or about the same? See, Burleson says Zeke should have put his head down instead of juking. That's just a bad miss, brother. Now, a lot of people were saying Zeke, I paid $9 million. Zeke got to make somebody miss. Man, that when you expecting my guy to make the block, that was just tough. That's just tough. All right, Aisha said, optimistic from April. Cowboys said better. Hello said hurt. T-Mac said confident. I like that word. Alpha said same. Aisha better. My guy Frost said great. Montana said good. Swift says better. Eugene says better. Darius is better. Montana better. Better from T-Mac. Positive says Mel. Joshua says better. Eric is better. Texas Bread had blamed the kicker. Yeah, we didn't do enough of that on today's show, but there was way too much other goodness to talk about. Mark says great. Linda says better. Joshua says amazing barring injury. Man, y'all giving me a lot. Hector better. C says legit. I like that word. I do like that word because a lot of people came into this game saying, specifically Dan Orvalowski, oh, they're going to get blown out. Is number 4 playing? Oh, all right. Damn, blown out. Hoxton says better, but annoyed with the same issues with the secondary. I'm with you. Pop says confident. I like that word. Yes, Aaron, I did hear Tom Brady say, we'll see you in the playoffs. And again, he can say that because he balled. We got a Rams fan in the building. Shout out to you. Elijah said worse. He's not feeling good about the CB2 and CB3. How am I coming out of this one worse? Bobby says, unbelievable. Vaughn, Super Bowl bound. I'm with you, Victor. Stop blaming one side of the ball. This was a total team loss, in my opinion. Great, says Brandon. Sadiqa says, I still feel that Dallas will go far. And Josh says, I ain't trying to eat no IHOP. That's an inside from Vacha's show. So I'm with most of you guys. I feel better. I do. I feel better coming out because they went toe-to-toe, blow for blow with Tom, with the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers. And here's why I can come out of this feeling better. It ain't because of AB and J. Lou, right? It ain't because of those guys, but I like what I saw from the offensive line without Zach Martin and Lyle Collins and Tyron Smith. I think everyone believed offensively, if these guys stay healthy, you can score on anybody, right? And McGovern showed me something last night. McGovern showed me that maybe he needs to be in a meritocracy with the left guard, Connor Williams, right? Or maybe, again, can he play center? Tyler Biadasz, can he play? You know what I mean? But maybe he needs to start getting in that conversation. And if you can get that offensive line to be back to that formidable offensive line, now that's where when the game plan calls for it, Ezekiel Elliott can go off, and Dak doesn't have to throw for 58 times. I feel better. If I had to bring up something on the defense side of the ball, turnovers. One of the things we often talked about last year on defense, they always seem to drop those balls that hit them in the hands, right? Xavier Woods, famous for it. Tip ball comes to him, dropped. It happened too often last year. Got 4 turnovers. Fumble comes out, you actually fell on it. Tip ball from a little bit of an errant throw on a screen from Tom Brady. Boom, right into Diggs' hand. He catches it. Jay Lou almost took one to the crib at the end of the half, but at least they got that stop. So I feel better about turnovers because they do come in bunches. I feel worse, though, about the cornerback position coming out the game. But it was too much goodness to say what I feel worse about overcomes the goodness. So I feel better. Especially go look at the schedule. Chargers, Eagles, Giants, Panthers, Vikings. All right now, Dallas, you got a chance here to go on a nice run, barring injuries. A nice run. All right. Oh, that's a good point there, Mel. A little bit of a blown coverage, but he says no blown coverages like last year. There was only one time there I can say, was that a blown coverage or did KZ just not get deep enough? And that was when Mike Evans dropped that wide ass open ball. That could have been game right there, but he dropped it. But sometimes you need that to happen. All right, guys, man, I appreciate y'all putting up with me today with the phone line situation, with the emotions running through the first game. Ruben said, bro, this is one game. We all said 3 or 4 games to jail. Think we are ahead of schedule. And that's the thing. It's one game. It's not even a game that I had the Cowboys winning anyway. But again, as I kept trying to tell everybody, week 1 does not dictate what you do for the rest of the year. Tampa Bay was blown out week 1, ended up winning the Super Bowl. Dallas was 3-0 in 2019, ended up missing the playoffs. Normally in this era, really the kind of the Tony Romo era, when they've started 0-1, they've ended up winning the division anyway. So it never was about the result. It was about the what for me. And I know, again, you can kill me all you want, but this week 1 was never about the result to me. It was always about the process to get to the result. How did we get there? If we got there with a lot of encouraging things, it could feel good moving forward, and I do. With that said, y'all, appreciate y'all joining me today on A to Z Sports Live on the A to Z Sports Dallas YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us here on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Check out atozsports.com/Dallas for all the articles. I'll have my Inside the Numbers article up this week. Is Gallup going to be okay? We're going to check it out. We will follow it. I will let you know. Appreciate you, man. Really do. Tonight, 8 p.m. Central, our guy, Mo Rowe, will be in the building. Come through. Peace.
I want me some glory hole.